Welcome back to the Unicorn Ventures Startup Acceleration process. We're now going into the next step, which is the product market fit test process, and that's within the Startup Acceleration process as a whole. So go ahead and go to unicornventures.org and register. We look forward to having a conversation with you. So in terms of the table of contents, we always start out with the Startup Acceleration process slide. It tells us where we are in the process. And then we're going to understand why do we product market fit test in the first place. And then we're going to go into the product market fit test process, the funnel, platform, and word of mouth. So in terms of the Startup Acceleration process, once again, we're starting out with organizing our organization, vision, values, and virtues, the market model, platform, evergreen content, content distribution, domain authority process, product market fit testing, list development and customer interviews, customer development, team, and financing. So why do we product market fit test in the first place? Because really what we're trying to establish is a steady and durable conversion rate that we can then understand if we are doing well with regard to converting individual people into traffic into users and users into paying users, or if we need to tweak something, tweak our language, tweak our platform in order to get better conversion rates. So then we can ultimately make the case for pumping additional, financing into the marketing of the platform, which then converts at a certain percentage rate, which then turns into users, turns into paying users, and we can then just scale the system accordingly. So product market fit testing should be seen as a process throughout the entire, customer journey through finding the platform, starting out as a user and then going into as a paying user. So ultimately what we're trying to do is we're going to be product market fit testing through each phase of the funnel, and then ultimately with regard to the platform. And then what we're really trying to establish once again is durable conversion rates that we can measure and benchmark against other platforms. So in terms of the product market fit test process, we're going to be measuring the funnel itself, how well that's converting, as well as the platform, and then ultimately the diagnosing the true conversion of somebody who's happy in being a word of mouth. And we're going to talk about what that ultimately means as the ultimate success and victory through different inviting plugins into the platform so that we can actually facilitate scaling. In terms of the funnel, we're going to be doing testing at the top of the funnel, in the middle, and at the bottom of the funnel, so we can see what sort of conversion rates we're getting on impressions, what sort of conversions we're getting through with click-throughs, and then what sort of conversions we're getting with maybe even email signups if we're doing beta testing, etc. And what we're ultimately trying to establish over a period of time is what sort of conversion rates that we're getting at each phase of the funnel, so that if we have to tweak some language, if we have to tweak some user experience, we're going to have the data within which to decide whether or not we're doing a good job right now, if there's a fit, or if we need to change something in terms of the funnel. Now, as it relates to the actual platform, in terms of the utilization there, we're ultimately going to be measuring when somebody's actually driven to the platform, the traffic driven there, into signups. We're going to measure that conversion rate, understanding as well users to paying users over time, get that conversion rate. And what we're ultimately do is we're going to be benchmarking against similar platforms or other platforms. Finally, the ultimate mark of a happy customer is when they tell their friends and family, when they tell their peers, when they tell their other working professionals. And what we're trying to understand here is not only facilitating that process, but being able to track that process. And so what we're going to be doing is building in an inviting system into the platform itself, and then ultimately being able to track those invites in terms of signups. So what we've talked about today is product market fit testing as a process rather than just a discrete event. And it's something that happens through time, and we're going to be measuring the conversion rates within which to do so. So go ahead and go to unicornventures.org. We're, of course, talking about the Startup Acceleration process, and we really look forward to having a conversation with you. Thanks.